Painting a garage floor can be a great way to protect the concrete, enhance its appearance, and make cleaning easier. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you through the process. Materials you'll need: concrete floor cleaner, degreaser or concrete cleaner, concrete etcher, optional depending on floor condition, painter's tape, drop cloths or plastic sheeting, paint roller with an extension pole, paint tray, high quality epoxy or concrete floor paint, make sure it's specifically designed for garage floors, paintbrush for edges and corners, concrete patch if there are any cracks or holes in the floor, floor squeegee, optional for even application, protective gloves and goggles. Step 1. Prepare the garage floor. Clean the floor. Thoroughly clean the floor to remove dirt, grease, oil and debris. Use a concrete cleaner or degreaser and scrub the floor with a stiff brush. For stubborn stains, use a pressure washer if available. Repair cracks and holes. Inspect the floor for any cracks or holes. Use a concrete patch or filler to repair these areas. Follow the manufacturer's instructions and allow the patch to dry completely before proceeding. Some epoxy paints may require you to etch the floor to improve adhesion. You can use a concrete etcher for this step, but check the paint instructions to see if it's necessary. Allow the floor to dry completely before painting, ideally for 24 hours or as specified on the product label. Step 2. Mask off areas. Use painter's tape to mask off areas like the baseboards, walls, or any sections you don't want to paint. Protect any areas you don't want painted, for example, garage walls or trim, with drop cloths or plastic sheeting. Step 3. Apply the primer if necessary. Some paints, especially epoxy paints, require a primer for better adhesion. If your paint requires one, apply it according to the instructions and let it dry fully before applying the floor paint. Step 4. Paint the floor. Start with the edges. Use a paintbrush to apply paint along the edges of the floor and any corners. Make sure the paint is applied evenly. Roll on the paint. Pour the paint into a paint tray. Use a paint roller with an extension pole to apply the paint in sections. Start at the farthest corner of the garage and work your way toward the exit to avoid stepping on the wet paint. Use multiple coats. Apply a second coat of paint once the first one is dry, typically 4 to 6 hours, depending on the paint. Most garage floor paints will require 2 coats for optimal durability and finish. Smooth application. For an even finish, apply the paint in overlapping sections, working in a W or M pattern to avoid streaks. Step 5. Allow the paint to dry. Curing time. Allow the paint to dry for at least 24 to 48 hours before walking on it and up to 72 hours before driving on it. Follow the manufacturer's recommended curing times for the best results. Step 6. Clean up. Clean your tools with soap and water if you're using water-based paint or according to the instructions, if using oil-based or epoxy paint. Remove the painter's tape while the paint is still slightly wet for the cleanest edge. Step 7. Maintain the floor. Avoid dragging heavy objects across the freshly painted floor for at least a week. Regularly clean the floor to keep it looking fresh and make any touch-ups as necessary. That's it! You should now have a freshly painted garage floor that's durable and easy to clean.